And it's your boy, Roman.
And today we will be talking about why did we move to Texas?
Why did we move to Texas?
Out of all the states.
We didn't choose California, Louisiana, Nevada, Florida, New York. I said Nevada, yeah, Arizona. We didn't choose none of that. We chose Texas.
The big Texas. Everything is big in Texas.
Everything. So I guess you want to start out, babe, or today, guys. This is the only question we're going to answer. We're going to kind of go in depth why we chose to move to Texas, some things we experienced in the process of that, and just a few nuggets. And we're going to keep it brief, but not too long.
Right. So first, we wanted to move to Texas because of the opportunities. Opportunities for ourselves, for our kids. At the time, it was us and it was our twin boys, and we moved when they were one. Literally one. They had just turned one. We had said that we were going to wait until they turned two in November of that year, but we ended up moving up August of 2015. So we ended up moving, and yeah, we wanted better. We wanted a better lifestyle, a better a different scenery. We wanted more diversity, just different things, positive. So that's pretty much why we moved. You can kind of take it from there, and I'll jump.
And as you guys know, we are originally from Mississippi. Jacktown, you know what I'm saying? In 2000, what year was it? 2015? No, 2014, we started a franchise business called Snowbiz. And all that is that's like a little snow cone stand. We sold snow cones, pickles, nachos, things of that nature. Sometimes I think candy, stuff like that. And what happened is that we were supposed to operate that business the next year, and something happened with the owner. We was on his land. Long story, we had to leave. So we didn't get to meet our return on investment with that business. And we also had a tax business that was seasonal. So we wasn't working. We didn't work a job. Like my wife was pregnant with the twins, so she wasn't working. I quit Nissan to pursue my entrepreneurship journey, and it kind of put us behind with the snow biz. So we weighed our options. We thought about mentality in Mississippi. Everybody was so negative. We thought about opportunity. Population is not a lot of people. If we wasn't already successful, our odds are not as good if we want to be new, fresh entrepreneurs. Even if we needed a new job to get on track, we were limited on jobs. Most people that when I left Nissan, they said, "Oh man, you should have did that. It's not a lot of jobs." So economy is why we left Mississippi. Texas was a better economy. It's not far. We considered like distance. We didn't at the time. Her grandma, she threw a lot of family gatherings, and we didn't want to be like 12 hours away, but we also wanted to be away in a good economy. So Texas was perfect. It was only 2 states over, and 2015 we didn't plan to move like that, but we had so much pain that it pushed us to say, you know what, babe, let's just do it.
Yeah, because it was actually supposed to move back in well, we had talked about it briefly when we had first met, and it was one of the states that we both actually, I was supposed to go to school in Texas, and he was too for band, and I was going to do dance, but we both met. When we met each other, we basically said that he turned down a scholarship, and then I decided not to go, but we didn't know at the time because we was fresh, new. We didn't know, like we knew we was going to be together, but it wasn't like a big deal. So we decided to just pretty much stay. And then too, I wasn't really ready to leave my grandma or my mom or my family just yet. So I was just like, I'm just gonna wait it out. So then we ended up, like I said, once we got married and we had our kids, that really motivated us and pushed us because we was like, we want better. We started seeing a lot of things that happened in Jackson, like crimes. We was hearing about things that was going on, and it was like things that we were doing. We would either get talked about for it, criticized for it, for just trying to be better for us and our family, or a lot of hatred things started coming, like things started going on. So we just said we had to get out. Like we had to do it. Like we had to move. That was the best option. And yeah, we moved and we never looked back.
And another reason too, it was kind of impulsive because, like I said, we lost our business and our tax business was seasonal. So here we are in the middle of the summer. It's July, and we're getting behind on bills. There's not a lot of opportunity. I can't just go find. I mean, I tried to find a job, but it wasn't enough. Like when you get behind, you need extra money. You don't need just the money you need. You need that money and some to get back on track. So, our bills, we started getting behind, and the place we were staying at, we actually had a handshake deal at the rental property we stayed at. We didn't have a real lease. it was a handshake deal. You know, we kind of moved at the last minute. I did something for the landlord, he did something for me, and we kind of went from there. So we had been staying there for a year, but when things started to get bad, there was no way to come out of that in the economy we stayed in. We stayed in a negative city that it wasn't a lot of resources. Even as an entrepreneur, you know, new things, people don't trust you, they don't believe in you, so we just want to pick up and just leave. We were just sick of it. Who wants to be behind on your light bill, barely can feed your kids and stuff like that? So we used all that impulse and moved to Texas, and it was the best thing that we could do because
we sold candy apples.
Yes, oh yeah, we sold candy apples to survive. Like that, I saw my aunt selling candy apples like the year before we had our business, and then it was something I picked up, and you know, we sold candy apples to buy Pampers, to buy wipes, food, you know, dinner meals and stuff like that. We had to apply for food stamps. Like it was a lot going on when we moved. So that was a real reason what made us just jump up, the motivation behind it, because we started slipping backwards in that struggle category, and we're just, our spirits, that's not who we are.
Yeah, it started getting dark. Like everything was so dark and so like negative. Like it's like the more we were trying to get ahead, things were just started pushing us back, and then our kids were getting older.
Yeah.
You know, our kids were getting older, things were starting to happen, and just like a circle, like a cycle over and over, and we was just like, no, because that's not who when we met, that's not where we wanted to be. Like we wanted to be so much greater than where we were.
Yeah.
So it was just a lot going on, because we actually had our apartment in Ridgeland, and then we actually moved back to North Jackson. And so things were different, because in an apartment, I feel like we had a little bit more privacy versus a house. A house, you kind of exposed to a lot of things, and we just was like, it's just not going to work. It's just not going to work, and we wanted better. So I believe that things happen for a reason. And we just said, yeah, like he said, we left on impulse. We moved. We literally got up one day and said, we moving.
Yeah.
And I remember telling my grandma at the last minute that we were moving, only because, well, she knew that I was moving, but she didn't know we was moving that soon. Only because of people who were so negative. People were like, oh my God, Texas is so big. What are y'all going to do? And at that moment, we had already made our mind up. We was like, we're going to do this. It was just crazy, because that year he had threw me a party for my birthday. Didn't even really know that would be my last time actually having a party and seeing a lot of people.
3 months before we moved was this party.
Yep, my birthday was in May, and then we left in August, and that we didn't even know that we were celebrating to move. We were celebrating to move on to like better things, bigger and better things, and we left, and we never like looked back. We just was like, we can't do this no more. Like it was just too much. Yeah,
I didn't have time to like have closure with my family or anything like that, because you know, everybody was going to come with the questions or with the opinions. And we just, at that point, it was no talking to us about staying or anything like that, because nobody connected with us on our struggles. So we considered this impulsive action as a conclusion to our struggles. So, you know, we didn't have time to consult with anybody about anything. Right. We just had to leave.
Because it was just like, too, a lot of people wasn't in our shoes, because we didn't have just one child first. We had two. We had two, so everything was double. Yeah. Time was double, money was double, everything was double, and it was just like nobody understood us. It was just kind of like we were in our own world, but in a world with everybody else. So we just like, it was the best thing that we could do. If we go ahead and move now, and they're just one, we'll have a better chance as we get older, because we can learn. And I'm glad we left when we left, because it's a lot of things we had to learn on the way. It was hard. It was not easy. It was not an easy adjustment, but it's something that I never regret. Like, I'm so happy that we stepped out on faith and we just said we were leaving. We left everything behind. We left our beds. Yeah. We left our bed. We left dressers. We left everything, some clothes. We just left, and we never looked back.
Yeah. Yeah, because my whole life, I have been, like, wondering so much on, like, why can't I just get what I want? Or why do we have to struggle? And it was never temporary, you know, like we always, I mean, I know in my family we was always thankful, and you know, like we knew how to give gratitude, but I always wonder, why did we have to suffer? And you know, I just felt like we could achieve that for ourselves. We can, that question I had since I was a child, I can stop my kids from wondering that same thing. So I sacrifice time, I sacrifice energy, sleep, everything, because one thing I didn't want to sacrifice is my life and my kids' life and their kids' life to poverty. If I can just solve it, then I'll sacrifice time, sleep, all that.
Yep. And that's the same. This is the same with us, because I feel like even there in Jackson, in Mississippi, I couldn't really find myself, like who I really was. It was like so much noise, so much distraction going on, and I couldn't really see who am I, what do I really want to do. And I had Beautiful Bee going, my boutique. I had my business going. I had people coming to the house trying on clothes. This was back in 2014, 2015. I had people coming there trying on clothes. I remember running sales to eat, to make ends meet, to eat, to like put the dresses on sale for $20 just because we needed to eat, or they needed Pampers. Like, it was so much going on that nobody really knew.
Yeah.
But they judged us. Nobody understood what we went through, but they judged us and they talked about us. But then now I see people doing the same thing we pretty much do. And it's nothing, you know, it's no offense, because we try to do things to inspire people, and we try to share and tell our journey so that we can help people, so they can prevent what we went through. Because moving, it's 6 hours away, but it's a big jump.
Yeah, this economy here, like rent wise, we were paying $750
for
instantly. Your space, all your rent doubles. I'll say double, because I mean, rent is not all the way cheap in places in Jackson, because we paid $750 for a house. I think it was about 1,000 square feet, a little more.
Yeah.
And we got here, and for that same space, it cost us about $1,500. So it was a big adjustment. Price, everything, you know.
Even the people here are different. The diversity of people. People mindsets are way different. Like, you don't have to worry about so much of the negative things. Like, it's people we meet along the way, and we still meet along the way, and they're so positive and so motivational. And like the people you see on TV that's motivational, or they have certain things, you see that in real life, in real time here in Texas. Like, you may say, oh my God, I want a Bentley. You're not going to really see many Bentleys in Jackson unless you go to certain areas of Jackson, or if you go outside of Jackson, like Richland, Pearl, or something. But in Texas, you see that.
It's not a crazy thing. Like, here you say it, people won't look at you crazy. In Jackson, they just like, Bentley. Who do you think he is? You want a Bentley. And that's what we ran away from. That mindset is everything. Like, I had to learn that nobody knows what's best for you but you. Like, it may seem like it. It don't matter who this person is. It may seem like they have this crazy authority of your life, but I promise that they don't know what's best for you, because they will always tell you something that goes against how you thinking. Let's say you do that thing. Like, people have been telling me my whole life before I went to college, you can't have an apartment and be in the sunny boom of the South and have a girlfriend. I did it. You know, you can't work at Nissan. They not hiring people, or they laying people off. I worked there. You know, they said you can't survive without the job. I left the job and we still was okay. Everything people say you can't do, they don't know what's best for you. So that's just noise, and that's noise only. Show them through action. Motivate
yourself every day and say that I'm gonna do it. If it's a state that you want to move to, because it's a lot of people from my hometown that inbox me all the time and they say that they want to move to Texas. I mean, if I can do it, believe me, because there's other videos we will share on our journey as far as getting into the real truth about everything. But if we can do it, y'all can do it. We didn't have no family here. We had twins, and there were only one. And if we can do it, y'all can do it. Like, you can do it too. Don't let nobody stop you. Don't let nobody tell you. Just do it without telling nobody. Just go. Just jump in the car and drive. Make sure you have your stuff together. Your mentality is going to change. It's going to take some time, because it took time for us to like gravitate towards the new possibilities of what was going on. But your mentality is going to change. You're going to act different. You're going to feel different. The environment is going to be different. It just, everything is a totally different ball game. And just not Texas, anywhere, any other place that's not really like you feel like it's benefiting you, it's better for you. Texas may not be the place for you, but Texas was the place for us. Texas felt like home. I remember when we actually, I think 2 to 3 weeks before we actually decided to move, we visited.
Yeah, we did.
We didn't want to come back.
No.
But our kids were in Jackson. Our kids were in Jackson, and all of our stuff was in Jackson, but we didn't want to come back. It was just like, it was a different world. And my kids, if you ask the twins to this day, where you from? They're going to say Texas, because Texas is all they know. So it's just like, it was a better decision for us. And like I said, like he said too, the prices are different. People here are different.
But you will learn things about yourself you didn't know when you do push yourself to go for what you want. That's how you know you're living. I mean, anybody can just wait around and be afraid their whole life and just die. But that's not why we're here. You have to do those things that give your heart a fast-paced race. You know, like things that make you nervous. Things that you sweat bullets about. Like when I was taking my test for each real estate course, I felt alive when I was nervous as hell. You know, not knowing, am I going to pass this? Do I know enough? Like all those things, I was on edge, but nobody could understand people who just sitting around and not really fulfilling their purpose.
Yep.
Like they don't get it. But when I'm trying to get that right job or trying to pass that test or getting that deal closed, I'm living. And I created all that by walking, out on faith. And despite what people say, it feels good.
It's the best feeling ever though when you go out and you look back on your journey. Because now when we look back, at first, no lie, hell, I couldn't laugh. I couldn't laugh in the midst of that shit. I laugh now because it's behind me. And I'm a different person than I am, than I was back then. But, I mean, you look at the journey, you're like, man, I can't believe this. Because it's stuff that I did, like even with talking to people, like when we mentioned it's about sales. Sales is a different ballgame here. You have to learn how to sell yourself, to get into the right office or to get into the right job or to get in the right position you're trying to get. You have to learn how to sell yourself to get the position you want to get. And I shocked myself because I could not believe this is the same girl from Jackson who would even be nervous. But I had to do it because at the end of the day, my kids have to eat, we have to survive. So things push you. Everybody has a purpose. You just have to figure it out. Our journey may not be your actual path, but allow us to inspire you and motivate you to even start. To try to figure out where you want to go, where you want to be. Get you some notebook paper. Write down your goals. Like, put it down. We actually put Texas on our vision board.
Yeah, we did.
We was that serious.
And don't lie to yourself either. Like, not lying to yourself is me saying today. When I moved to Texas and it was the first week, guess what I was? Craigslist king. Because I didn't know what was next. We moved to Texas, but we didn't have a business in Texas. We didn't have a job in Texas. We didn't have a savings account with a whole bunch of money in it. We didn't have people giving us money. I was a Craigslist king, and that's the truth. Most people will be afraid to tell you the truth because they got this ego and pride built up, but that don't get you dollars. That don't get you paid. Your ego and pride ain't gonna put no money in your bank. But being honest with yourself is how you learn.
Yep. Putting that pride down, putting the pride to the side, and sharing your story with other people. Because like I said, we don't been there, done that. We don't experience so much that we can write a book, which we probably will, write a book. And share our experiences. What was it like for us individually and as a couple and as a marriage and as family? What do we go through? How do we adjust? How do the kids adjust? What it's like, because the kids, we hadn't been in Jackson for a year. It's been a whole year that we hadn't been in Jackson. And that was a goal that we wanted to set, because every year since moving to Texas, we used to go back for taxes. Yeah. We used to go back for our business and stuff. But then we said that now that we had our third child, we wanted to not go back and forth because it was already a struggle with twins going back and forth. But then a third baby being added on, a third child, it was so much. It was stressful. So we made a goal to not go back. We wanted to see what it felt like to actually be in Texas the whole year round. Because it was months that we didn't even see Texas because we was in Jackson, we was in Mississippi. So it was a goal and we achieved it. And we're happy. Texas has been the best thing that happened to us. Yeah. Like Mississippi raised me, but Texas pays me. Yeah.
Like I just feel like our odds are greater here. 1 in 5 homeowners stay in Texas from the U.S. Like this is the second biggest state in the U.S. and I think the first is Alaska. And Alaska, I don't even consider it a part of the states because you got water in between the land. So I feel like Texas is the king of this economy. Yeah. And I really like Texas because we can go to Galveston if we want to go to a beach, or we can go to the country part of Texas if we want to feel the farm and ranch. Like any type of setting you want,
we can run up
except for mountains.
We can run up to Houston. We can run up to San Antonio. We can run up to Austin. Like it's just so much.
I love the diversity.
Everything.
But I mean, that answered it, guys. Like why we moved to Texas. I mean, that's some of the main reasons why, and we haven't regretted the decision. So.
Yep. So if you're looking to move, call your girl because I am a realtor. You can send me an email at b.odom@kw.com. And yeah, if you have any more suggestions, any more topics, anything else you want to say? No. And if you haven't already, please go ahead and subscribe, like, comment, and we'll be back with more discussions, more topics, things that you would like for us to talk about, like advice, what we went through, experiences, whether it's the kids, businesses, whatever the case may be. Drop them down in the comment section or just hit us up on Instagram at R&D Forever on Instagram. But yeah, if that wraps up the video, then